Welcome all. I'm Sarah Bumgardner with AAFMAA, the American Armed Forces Mutual Aid Association. For over 144 years, we've been serving our military community to be the premier provider of financial solutions for the American Armed Forces. And as a director of partnership and member engagement, I talk with other nonprofit organizations about what they are doing to help service members, families, veterans, and the military community at large. And today's AAFMAA Live is women. We're talking about women who have served this nation and how the Military Women's Memorial is helping to preserve stories of those women, past and present. I am honored to have Phyllis Wilson, the president of Military Women's Memorial, with me here today. She served for 37 years in the Army as a military intelligence voice intercept operator. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Sarah.
You're welcome. And it's pretty fitting that we are talking today. It's March, which means it's Women's History Month. So this must be a pretty big time for the Military Women's Memorial. For those of our members or those in the military community at large, can you just tell me a little bit about the mission of the Military Women's Memorial?
Sure. And I'm sorry if it comes to be yesterday. In your history, Military Women's History Month. Month of March keeps us very, very busy. But we're busy all the year round telling these incredible stories of the 3 million women that have defended this country. So from the Revolutionary War till today, can you imagine 3 million of us have sworn to defend this country? And we're just really proud of where we sit at the entrance national.
Yeah, you cut out just a little bit at the end, but it's so important. Like you said, 3 million women have served, right? Since the Revolutionary War. How impressive is that? And yesterday, just yesterday, you had a really historic event. For the first time, you had four-star female general officers all in one room, talking about women in the military, talking about their personal experiences, and talking about what they bring to the armed forces and how things have changed. What was it like to kind of be in that room, and what was being discussed?
Wow. It was truly, as you said, Sarah, it was history. That was the first time those 4 women, 2 admirals, 2 generals, had in a public venue together. And the night before, they had 4 of them sort of in a silence where they could, as peers, have a conversation. But with Nora O'Donnell, S Evening News, as the moderator. And they really opened their hearts up to tell what it was like for the 35 plus years that every one of these women, from when they joined in the mid 80s till today, and what they've seen change, if you will, within the military over those years, and how proud they are to serve, lead, mentor, to continue to change these incredible stories of men and women in the military.
Yeah, well, and it's important. So, I mean, 17.3% of active duty is the statistics. That's almost 20%. Close to a fifth of the armed forces is women, and it's a growing population. And so one of the highlights that the Military Women's Memorial that you all do is you give a place for these stories to be told. What is that process like for those service members? Maybe they're active duty, retired, separated, guard, reserve, and they're women, and they want to be able to register to tell their stories. Where can they do that? But what's the importance of it?
Well, where they can do it is go to womensmemorial.org, our website. And on the top right, you'll see create an account. It's free, it's easy, and then you own your story for life. So it's really important, no matter how early you are in your military career or how long you may be, it's just important. I'll tell you why. We had the stories, it looks like big baseball cards, of each of the four stars yesterday. We have over 305,000 women spinning wheel. I don't like a spinning wheel, so I'm not sure if I got dropped or not along the way, but we need every woman that has ever served or is serving now. Claim your place, put your story into our national day, place like it in the country. And if not now, then when? Yesterday was a historic day, not only for the 4 stars, we also inducted into our Color of Freedom exhibit Marcelite Harris, Major General Marcelite Harris. She was the first African American Air Force a couple of years ago, but her daughter Tanisha gave the most moving story about her mother's service to this country. And many of us had never heard of who this Major General Marcelite Harris was. But because her story lives forevermore in our database, nobody can forget her. And there are many of us that will never have a book written about us, even a chapter of a book written about us. But our stories collectively tell an incredible of what we have done for this country. So every story is important. And without it, we have a little hole in that patchwork quilt that we can never knit back together unless every woman is willing to share that story. And if they're already gone, you have a grandmother that's deceased and she served in World War II, please create an account, man or woman, go in and search. There's a tab where you can search for a servicewoman, see if she's in there. If she isn't, tag, you are it. It's your turn to make sure that your loved one has her story forevermore placed in this memorial.
Yeah, it's so impactful, and it's so impressive what you are doing. And it's through kind of these stories, right, that bring light to the service that women have provided for this country, and then also can bring change, right? Part of the advocacy is learning from these stories of how can we do things better, right? Just like yesterday, this historic event, you talked about all kinds of things about women in the service. And so it's through those stories. So it's really important to be able to, like you said, capture that and have it live forever, because if not, then it won't, right? There'll be a hole in that quilt, which I love how you put that. So it's you have a wonderful website to be able to go to. And it's not just for women though, right? This is for everyone to learn about history in itself.
Absolutely. History. The women.
Oh, I think you cut out there just a bit, Phyllis.
That's okay. Go ahead, Sarah.
No. Oh, you're back. I think you're back. No, we were just saying it's such a great place, and it's not just for women; it's for everybody in the military community to learn more, to learn about the stories and the events that the Military Women's Memorial that you're putting on are these historic events like this, but other events to be able to give a platform for women to be able to speak, to be able to have their voices heard, and to be able to hopefully make changes, right, in women serving. So you yourself speak, so other organizations can have somebody from the Military Women's Memorial come and talk about the importance of it, which is really incredible to be able to do. So I want to highlight again, in case anybody missed it, where people can register and why they should.
That we are able to just so powerful. And Sarah, you spoke about change, and that actually military women society, women served in World War when women were not even allowed to vote. And right after World War I, finally that law was put in place that women now finally had the right to vote. And part of that was because women finally served in the military. But before that, the reason they didn't was there were we wanted to do so. But because they found a way to serve, then those change. And society changes, I would argue, more slowly than it does in the military. And this is where we love being able to champion what those women have done, what they continue to do, and what the future holds for all of us. And that's why we love having men and women, boys and girls, come and see the inside of this place where we sit at the entrance to Arlington National Cemetery. You come inside, you wander through, and even for me, after 37 years in the Army, I'm still stunned at the stories I never knew. And if women in the military don't know it, why would Main Street America know? And this is your opportunity. Go to our website. We've got video, all kinds of stories and artifacts to share with America.
Yeah. And that's great. And there's the link right there. You can see the womensmemorial.org, and the backdrop there behind you is this impressive structure, the memorial. Like you said, it's right in Arlington, and everyone should go check it out. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's very moving to be able to walk through a little bit of history through somebody else's lens, maybe, right? Somebody that you might not think about what the impact women have had on our service. But I want to thank you for coming on today, for talking with our audience, for shedding some light into the tremendous work that the Military Women's Memorial is doing. Your work every day in preserving these stories, your work in holding historic events, right? And getting these very powerful women in one room to have space to be able to talk to one another and to be able to talk to an audience. So thank you for everything that you're championing.
Well, thank you for giving us a platform, and I do apologize to have. I want to give ladies that actually work the elevator to go up onto the rooftop. Yesterday, she, with the four stars, she's like, my family will never believe this. So we said, where's your phone? She pulled it out. We did a selfie with her airman, the 4 stars. And she's like, I will never forget today. It meant so much to her to be there with them. And that's what we really do try to do, is make a powerful impact on our men and women that serve. So thank you for giving us this platform, Sarah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that will wrap up our LinkedIn Live for today. Again, I'm Sarah Bumgardner. And if you would like any more information about AAFMAA and financial readiness within the military, of course, you can always subscribe to our AAFMAA subscription. And otherwise, I'd like to thank everyone for joining, and have a great day. And we'll see you on our next LinkedIn Live.